Live from New Delhi, you're watching DD India Newshour, India's voice to the world. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Coming up in the next hour. Budget session of Indian Parliament commences. President Droupadi Murmu highlights country's efforts toward self-reliant India, hails Operation Sindoor, says nation moving ahead with mantra of women-led development. Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar dies in plane crash. PM Modi condoles his demise, terms him as leader of the people. Maharashtra declares 3-day mourning. US President Trump said he would de-escalate a little bit in Minneapolis after criticism over the fatal shootings of 2 civilians. And in sports, India eyes series dominance in the 4th T20 International against New Zealand in Vishakhapatnam. President Droupadi Murmu addressed the joint sitting of the members of both houses on the first day of budget session on Wednesday. In her address, the President outlined key achievements of the government while also highlighting focus areas such as economic growth, infrastructure development, social justice, technological advancement and inclusive governance. The President mentioned how India is moving ahead in all spheres, especially from the last decade. Focusing on Operation Sindoor, President said it was a befitting reply to the face of terror, showcasing India's tri-service prowess. She said reforms undertaken by the government are being accelerated all around to fulfill the dream of Viksit Bharat.
11 वर्षों में भारत ने हर क्षेत्र में अपनी नींव मजबूत की है। ये वर्ष 2047 तक विकसित भारत की तेज यात्रा का बहुत बड़ा आधार है। पिछले एक दशक में 25 करोड़ देशवासी गरीबी को हराकर गरीबी से बाहर निकल के सरकार के तीसरे कार्यकाल में गरीबों को सशक्त करने के लिए अभियान और तेजी से आगे बढ़ा है।
President Murmu said that the government is committed to social justice in the country.
मेरी सरकार दलितों, पिछड़ों, वंचितों, जनजातीय समाज सभी के लिए पूरी संवेदनशीलता से काम कर रही है। सबका साथ, सबका विकास का विजन देश के हर नागरिक के जीवन में सकारात्मक प्रभाव ला रहा है। वर्ष 2014 की शुरुआत में सिर्फ 25 करोड़ नागरिकों तक की सोशल सिक्योरिटी की योजनाएं पहुंच पाती थी। सरकार के प्रयासों में निरंतरता की वजह से आज करीब 95 करोड़ भारतीयों को सोशल सिक्योरिटी का कवच मिला है।
The President said that the country has registered momentous growth in the manufacturing sector as well. She added that due to the vision of Make in India, many Indian products are reaching across the world and the dependence on foreign products has considerably reduced. President Murmu also appreciated growth in the space sector and said that India is on a path to have its own space station soon. The President also mentioned about how the government is encouraging digital India, AI and creators economy and creating new platforms for the same.
बीते 11 वर्षों में देश की आर्थिक नींव बहुत मजबूत हुई है। दुनिया में अनेक प्रकार के संकटों के बावजूद भारत दुनिया की फास्टेस्ट ग्रोइंग मेजर इकोनॉमी बना हुआ है। भारत ने महंगाई दर को कम रखने के अपने रिकॉर्ड को और बेहतर किया है। इसका सीधा फायदा देश के गरीब और मध्यम वर्गीय परिवारों को हो रहा है। मेरी सरकार ने नीतियों के कारण देशवासियों की आय बढ़ी है, बचत बढ़ी है और खरीद शक्ति में भी वृद्धि हुई है।
Talking about Nari Shakti, President said that India was moving forward with a mantra of women-led development and how the various schemes are contributing to women empowerment. She also mentioned about the blind women cricket team winning the World Cup.
सरकार की प्रगतिशील सोच और नीतियों के परिणाम स्वरूप देश के हर महत्वाकांक्षी क्षेत्र में महिलाएं तेजी से आगे बढ़ी है। इसी दिशा में कुछ ही महीने पहले देश ने एक और बड़ा माइलस्टोन हासिल किया है। राष्ट्रीय शिक्षा अकादमी यानी एनडीए में महिला कैडेट्स का पहला बैच पास आउट हुआ है। इससे ये विश्वास और मजबूत हुआ है कि देश के विकास और सशक्तिकरण में नारी शक्ति सबसे आगे खड़ी है।
Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan also addressed the House, reiterating what President mentioned in her address. Earlier, President Droupadi Murmu was given Guard of Honour at the Parliament. She was received by Vice President C.P. Radhakrishnan, Prime Minister Narendra Modi, Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla and Parliamentary Affairs Minister Kiren Rijiju. President's address to the joint sitting of the Lok Sabha and the Rajya Sabha is mandated under Article 87 of the Constitution and serves as the government's official statement of intent, laying out its vision, policy direction and legislative agenda for the year ahead. All right, and joining me on the broadcast is my colleague Deepika Mehta, who is joining from the newsroom. And also joining me on the broadcast is senior journalist Shekhar Iyer. A very warm welcome to both of you on DD India News. Deepika, now first to you. Budget session starts today. We also heard what President Droupadi Murmu said in her address. She spoke about India's women-led development, also hailed Operation Sindoor and self-reliance as focus. Tell us more about it.
Good afternoon, Siddharth. So the joint session which was addressed by the President officially marks the beginning of the budget session of the Parliament where both the houses came together and the President addressed both the houses. Now, as you rightly pointed out, these are few of the sectors that was mentioned by the President in her speech. Not only this, she began from talking about the infrastructural prowess of India, what India has achieved and what are the future plans for India in order to achieve their goal of becoming a self-reliant country and also in order to achieve their goal of becoming a developed nation by the year 2047. But also she highlighted the fact that what are we doing in the women empowerment sector, what are we doing in sports sector, what are we doing in the road and transport along with the inland waterway sector. Apart from that, what exactly are we mapping out, are we charting out for space tourism? So all the sectors on which the economy is dependent were addressed by the President, and she gave us the locus standi of all these sectors and where we stand exactly. She talked about the Chenab railway bridge and she marked that as one of the prowess, the infrastructural prowess that India has right now when we talk about the infrastructural development India has achieved so far. Also talking about state-wise development, she mentioned the northeastern states and the development and the progress it has seen so far, and she also moved on to West Bengal, Bihar and other areas, Odisha specifically, where we have seen developments in remote areas and especially for the indigenous people. So the development is not only sectoral based, but the development is based on caste also, on different backgrounds also, on students also, on children also. So here she pointed out all these pointers because tomorrow again we are expecting the economic survey to come out at the Parliament. So she pointed out here today that what exactly have we achieved and what are we expecting from the next government. Also in the end, she urged all the parties, she urged each member of the Parliament to come together, work with every citizen and for every citizen of the country so that we can achieve a common goal of becoming a developed nation by the year 2047 and also having the vision of becoming the third largest economy across the world, Siddharth.
Oh, definitely. India is the fastest growing economy in the world. That's for sure, Deepika. And I'll come back to you. Mr. Iyer, you also heard what my colleague Deepika Mehta said and also what President Murmu said in her address today. How do you assess India's growth trajectory to begin with?
Well, this government, since it took office in 2014, has been working on a plan, on an objective or a goal to see that India, wakes up to its fullest potential. And that the goal has been set for 2047. That is Viksit Bharat. So today's president's address, very, I would say, minutely reflects government's approach, government's planning, government's thinking, government's objectives, and also a sort of a, I would say, stock taking as to what has happened thus far, what has been achieved thus far, where are we headed now, what are the challenges ahead, how are we tackling it, and how it is essential that every citizen of this country realizes his or her role or contribution toward this great objective. So you can see right from the beginning where tackling of poverty, pulling people out of their difficulties, hand-holding, then various schemes to bring in financial inclusion, then followed by special packages for agriculture, for farmers, then also at the same time looking at the needs of the industry, creating world-class infrastructure at every level, and also looking at challenges like artificial intelligence, new technologies, emerging technologies, over which, and also along with this emergence of new technologies and new dangers also.
Yeah, definitely.
Fakes and all those. So all these things have been kept in mind. At the same time, we are fully aware to the changing realities of the world and how global order is changing. You know, everybody talks of rule-based order, but a lot of things that has happened since change of government in America. How is India coping up with that? In particular, President mentioned the Indo-EU trade agreement.
Yeah, right.
Which is a good example of how India has woken up to the difficulties.
And it just happened yesterday.
Tariffs. Yeah, and it happened yesterday.
Yeah.
It's a good example how the government has been consistently working to find new markets for our industry, particularly industry like leather industry, textile industry. I mean, these are industry that were quite, I would say, in a state of gloom following tariffs imposed by Trump administration. And since then, they have been working to tap new markets. And this Indo-EU agreement is a very good example how the government has been proactive and to reach out to new markets, to secure those trade deals. First, we saw Indo-UK trade agreement, which was also quite epoch-making. And this, as has been described as mother of all deals, is also essentially to help our trade and businesses, our industry, to tap new resources, because on this depends livelihood of several Indians who are employed by these industries. So here is a situation that keeps evolving, and government keeps also evolving its responses, which is very, very important. And as the president described, this India's growth story, you asked about trajectory, is like a response express. It's like a super speed train, which is hurtling through the future and taking into account all that needs to be changed, and at the same time building additional capabilities, additional possibilities.
Definitely. And India is also moving rapidly toward its vision of Viksit Bharat 2047, the year when Bharat will be celebrating the centenary of its independence, and we are expected to make everything under the sun. Mr. Iyer, not to forget Operation Sindoor, which President Droupadi Murmu also addressed, and also women development. Apart from that, she also highlighted India's space journey and Shubhanshu Shukla's space success as well. When you talk about the space sector, Mr. Iyer, we have come so far. Be it setting our own space station, the plan to set up our own space station by 2035, or many other things. How do you see India's space journey and Operation Sindoor, of course?
No, Shubhanshu Shukla, the Republic Day parade started with Shubhanshu Shukla being decorated with a Ashok Chakra.
Yeah.
Millions of countrymen were glued to the television to watch President pin the Ashok Chakra on him. And it's a matter of pride for all of us that one amongst us has been to the space and returned safely, heralding what I would describe just as when Neil Armstrong set his foot on the moon. It is described, a small step one step for him, but it was a giant leap for the mankind. Similarly, for us, Shubhanshu Shukla represents the aspirations of the rising India, of the young India, which is willing to, overcome all the difficulties and move forward. As far as space work has been concerned, we have seen how ISRO has emerged as an organization that has been putting several commercial satellites in orbit.
Right.
And this has been a very big achievement. So far, more than 100 satellites have been put by our developing our own indigenous launch capabilities. Now, along with that, what has happened, government has opened the space sector for the private sector. And so that there is a lot of private participation, and so that the entire possibilities of a space technology is available for various players, so that India gets the best out of it. And since space technology, defense technology, they are interrelated, so therefore whatever we are, as we scale new heights in matters of space technology, the followed is also in terms of our capability to defend our country. On the Republic Day parade, we saw how our defense technology has taken a leap. And in particular, Operation Sindoor, which was also showcased at the parade, we saw that it is all about, Atmanirbhar Bharat. And a lot of the drones that not only took waved off the threat that was coming from the opposite side, but also managed to cause a lot of damage and send a message that you can't take India easily.
Definitely, and there are various sectors, Mr. Iyer, from space to defense to agriculture to health, and India is leading in every sector. And like I was just mentioning, it's actually rapidly moving towards its vision of Viksit Bharat 2047. There are several topics, there are various topics in fact, and if we'll keep on discussing one after the other, I think it will take the entire evening. But as of now, we leave it there, sir. Thank you so much. Deepika also, thank you for your inputs. Thank you, sir. Thank you, both of you. All right, and news just coming in, Prime Minister Narendra Modi has shared a post on X, and on the post he wrote, the budget session of Parliament commenced today with Rashtrapati ji's inspiring address to both houses. In our parliamentary traditions, this address has a special importance as it spells out the policy direction and collective resolve that will guide our nation's developmental journey in the coming months. Today's address was comprehensive and insightful. It reflected India's remarkable development journey in recent times while showing a clear direction for the future. The emphasis on building a Viksit Bharat was perfectly captured, reflecting our shared aspiration of building a strong and self-reliant nation. The address also covered a wide range of themes, highlighting sustained efforts for farmers, youth, the poor, and the downtrodden. It reaffirmed our collective commitment to further speed up the reform express and the emphasis on innovation and good governance. The budget session will have 30 sittings over 65 days. Finance Minister Nirmala Sitharaman will present country's annual budget on 1st of February. The economic survey will be tabled on 30th of January. The two houses will adjourn for a recess on February 13 and reconvene on March 9 to enable the standing committees to examine the demands for grants of various ministries and departments. The first part of the session will mainly be devoted to the financial business relating to the union budget for 2026-27 and discussion on the motion of thanks on the President's address. Essential legislative and other business is expected to be taken up mainly during the second part of the session. And we are heading for a short break. You stay tuned to DD India.
Geopolitics and trade deals. Economic challenges amid development. Hard work and the path to prosperity. It's the economy always. Between walkers, money is what money does and says. Supply creates its own demand. Between the bulls pulls and bears tears. When supply chains globalization and India rises to the podium. We'll get you centered with the economic brief at 8 p.m. every Thursday on DD India.
You're watching DD India News Hour. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar and 4 other persons died after an aircraft carrying them crashed in Pune district of Maharashtra Wednesday morning. The aircraft met with an accident during landing in Baramati, 100 kilometers from Pune. According to flight radar, the flight took off from Mumbai at 8:10 a.m. and it disappeared from radar around 8:45 a.m. Preliminary reports are unclear whether it was a crash landing or a technical failure. The Aircraft Accident Investigation Bureau team will investigate the crash. A large number of people have gathered at Baramati Hospital, where the mortal remains of Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar were brought. Maharashtra Minister and NCP leader Babasaheb Patil, along with NCP leader Vikram Kale, expressed their condolences on his demise. Maharashtra Chief Minister Devendra Fadnavis announced a state holiday and 3 days of state mourning. He termed Ajit Pawar's death as a completely irreparable loss for the whole state.
इसकी वार्ता आने के बाद समूचे महाराष्ट्र में बहुत ही दुख का वातावरण तैयार हुआ है। हम सभी के लिए इस प्रकार के जननेता को खोना एक अपरिमित इस प्रकार की हानि है। उनके परिवार पर और उनका जो बृहद परिवार है राष्ट्रवादी कांग्रेस पार्टी, उसके पदाधिकारी कार्यकर्ताओं पर ये जो दुख आया है, ये सहना बहुत कठिन है।
All right, indeed, India's Shishir Selar joins us on the phone line on the story. Hi Shishir, whatever happened, all right, and this is very sad and unfortunate that happened today morning. Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar died in a plane crash, and as you saw the visuals as well, they were quite unfortunate, and in fact, Maharashtra Deputy Chief Minister Ajit Pawar and 4 other persons died after an accident, after in fact an aircraft carrying them crashed in Pune district of Maharashtra Wednesday morning. And my colleague Shishir Selar joins me on the phone line on the story. Hi Shishir, very good afternoon to you. Whatever happened is very sad and unfortunate indeed. What is the latest that you are tracking on this?
Well, absolutely, sir. Such a decision for Maharashtra, and particularly Maharashtra's politics. Here we have seen that plane has been crashed here. What the information that we received is that he was traveling from Mumbai to Baramati in the morning, and he had some public events in Baramati, and that's the reason he was traveling to Baramati. Well, the flight took off around 8:15 in the morning from Mumbai. It was reached Baramati around 8:55 near Baramati. According to the eyewitnesses, what they've said is that the flight's actually supposed to land at the Baramati airstrips, but due to poor visibility, it seems that the pilot has lost control. But it has not been confirmed by the officials here. And the eyewitness said that the plane got crashed near the Baramati airstrips here. Well, as soon as the accident happened, the people actually rushed to the accident spot here. Some of the police officials were also present on the spot as the Deputy Chief Minister was traveling to Baramati. Immediately, the district administration along with the police authorities have swung into action and tried to douse the fire immediately after the plane crash here. But due to the high flames here, the police officials and the other officials could not douse the plane on time. Well, immediately after that, the body has been recovered from the accident here and taken to the Baramati Medical College here. According to the DGCA, that nearly 5 people have been died during this crash here. Well, now all the people have started gathering in Baramati, especially Ajit Pawar's followers and the NCP party workers and the leaders are reaching Baramati. What we got to know is that the Pawar family will be reaching around in the afternoon probably, and then the further actions will take care. The Chief Minister along with the Deputy Chief Minister Eknath Shinde will also reach Baramati in next probably few minutes. As far as the funerals are concerned, what we have been told that the funeral will take place near the native place of late Ajit Pawar, that is near Baramati's Katewadi village here.
Okay. Shishir, any information on what is the cause of this fatal crash? Is it the technical failure or some other reason?
It's not been clear, Siddharth, what exactly the reason behind this technical this plane crash here. Whether it's engine malfunction or any other, mistake probably from the pilot due to which this accident happened. It's not clear yet, and that's the reason in the DGCA along with the district administration is doing an investigation on it. Got to know that some of the details they try to recover from the accident place here. Probably the black box, if they retrieve the black box and get the details from it, will be useful for the investigation. But as of now, no clear reason given by the officials here.
Okay, Shishir, this is developing, and we will keep taking updates from you on this. But thank you so much. As of now, we leave it there. President of India Droupadi Murmu expressed sorrow on the sudden demise of Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra Ajit Pawar. Taking to social media platform X, President Murmu said, and I quote, "The news of the death of several people, including Maharashtra's Deputy Chief Minister Shri Ajit Pawar in a plane crash in Baramati, Maharashtra, is extremely tragic. The untimely demise of Ajit Pawar ji is an irreparable loss. He will always be remembered for his special contribution to the development of Maharashtra, especially in the cooperative sector. I express my deep condolences to his family, supporters and admirers. May God grant strength to the families of all others who lost their lives in this accident to bear this blow." Unquote. Prime Minister Narendra Modi expressed sorrow on the sudden demise of Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra Ajit Pawar. On social media platform X, PM Modi said, and I quote, "Shri Ajit Pawar ji was a people's leader who had a strong bond with the people and a deep connection with the grassroots. He was widely respected as a hard-working personality who always remained at the forefront in the service of the people of Maharashtra. He had profound knowledge of administrative matters. His passion for the empowerment of the poor and the deprived was particularly noteworthy. His untimely demise is extremely shocking and deeply saddening. Heartfelt condolences to his family and countless admirers. Om Shanti." Unquote. Leaders across the country, including Uttar Pradesh Deputy CM Brajesh Pathak, Minister of Textiles Giriraj Singh and MP C.R. Patil, have expressed deep shock on the demise of Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra Ajit Pawar, calling the news heart-wrenching.
बहुत ही दुखद समाचार महाराष्ट्र से प्राप्त हो रहा है। प्लेन दुर्घटना में महाराष्ट्र के माननीय उप मुख्यमंत्री श्री अजीत पवार जी के बारे में दुखद सूचना प्राप्त हो रही है। बहुत ही हृदय विदारक घटना है।
अगर जो सूचनाएं आ रही है ये सामाजिक क्षेत्र के लिए, राजनीतिक क्षेत्र के लिए बहुत ही दुखद घटना है, तो आज का दिन दुर्भाग्य का दिन है।
अजित पवार जी महाराष्ट्र के डिप्टी सीएम थे और उन्होंने बहुत सालों से महाराष्ट्र के राजकारण में अपना जो एक स्थान बना लिया था और बहुत काम भी उन्होंने किया था। आज उनके अचानक जाने की वजह से महाराष्ट्र के पॉलिटिक्स में भी बहुत बड़ा तनाव का सर्जन हुआ।
Ajit Pawar was an Indian politician who served as the 8th Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. Ajit Anantrao Pawar was born on 22nd of July 1959. He came to Mumbai for his college education. After completing his studies, he returned to Baramati. He began his social and political work through cooperative societies. Ajit Pawar entered politics in 1982, and in the same year, he was elected to the board of directors of a cooperative sugar factory. In 1991, he was elected the chairman of Pune District Cooperative Bank. He was first elected to the Lok Sabha from Baramati in 1991. Later, he resigned from his MP position in favor of his uncle Sharad Pawar. He secured 5 consecutive terms as a member of the Legislative Assembly from 1995 to 2014. He was the leader of the Nationalist Congress Party. He took oath as Deputy Chief Minister in 2019. Pawar became Deputy Chief Minister again on 2nd of July 2023. He served as the leader of the opposition in the Maharashtra Legislative Assembly from 2022 to 2023. He was the longest serving Deputy Chief Minister of Maharashtra. He also handled the irrigation department from October 1999 to December 2003. All right, and we are heading for another short break. You stay tuned to Read India.
The land of forests, nature's hidden jewel. Jharkhand.
You're watching DD India Newshour. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj. European Council President Antonio Costa and President of the European Commission Ursula von der Leyen have concluded their landmark 3-day state visit to India. The visit resulted in 13 rich outcomes, including the India-EU Free Trade Agreement and a defence pact under the Security and Defence Partnership. The Ministry of External Affairs, in a social media post, said these outcomes will enhance the depth and breadth of India-EU strategic partnership. Further, the decisions will enhance market access for our goods and services, create more jobs and opportunities, and support the progress of our peoples. Especially the FTA, which is expected to substantially scale up trade, enhance export, and integrate Indian businesses more deeply into the European and global value chains. President Droupadi Murmu, in her address to the Parliament today, hailed the signing of a FTA with the EU, saying it will give impetus to the manufacturing and service sectors and create new employment opportunities for the youth of the country.
अभी यूरोपियन यूनियन के साथ फ्री ट्रेड एग्रीमेंट पर जो सहमति हुई है, मैं सभी देशवासियों को इसके लिए बहुत बहुत बधाई देती हूँ। ये ऐतिहासिक कदम भारत में मैन्युफैक्चरिंग सेक्टर और सर्विस सेक्टर के गति देगा, भारत के युवाओं के लिए रोजगार के अनेक नए अवसर बनाएगा।
Under the FTA, European exporters will save up to €4 billion a year in duties, and EU exports are expected to more than double over time. Overall, the FTA is expected to create a free trade zone encompassing almost 2 billion people. And Lars Holter is with Deutsche Welle and joins me from Berlin. Hi Lars, very good afternoon to you. How important is this deal with India for Europe? Lars.
Thanks for having me. It's huge. I would argue it's huge for both sides, of course, but looking at this deal from the European side, there are a few numbers that analysts have figured out. They say that Indian imports to the EU are likely to grow by 41%, whereas European exports to India will grow by 65%. That's after the deal wipes out around 96% of all tariffs that have so far hindered entirely free trade. And of course, some tariffs will remain in place, but for example, with regards to cars, they will drop from 110% to only 10%. And that means for German automakers that they can take India seriously as a market. And it means for people in India that a larger number of German and other European models are entering the market and that they will be more affordable. Currently, European cars only have a market share of around 4.5%. And car makers here, one of Europe's most important industries, of course, they are hoping that they can drastically up that number, especially since other markets like China and the United States have become more difficult to work with. However, there are some import quotas in place. That is because India obviously wants to protect its own car industry.
Lars, what else is in the deal, that Europeans find more important?
There's a broad variety of goods that no longer face any tariffs. Machines and machine parts, airplane parts, chemicals, materials, plastics, as well as pharmaceuticals. There's also lower tariffs on beer and wine, on olive oil. However, what's not part of the trade agreement is the agricultural sector in general. That's not entirely surprising. Farmers in Europe are already having a hard time with the EU-Mercosur deal, which in fact is still not in place pending another judicial review. But again, farmers were afraid, or are still afraid, of too much competition from the South American countries. It would have been similar for this deal with India, and also the other way around, as you would imagine, as farmers in India are also a hugely important and influential group. And they had also been worrying about EU competition for their products. So beef, chicken, dairy, sugar, and some other goods are not part of the trade deal.
All right, Lars, we'll leave it there. Thank you so much. Moving on now. India's Civil Aviation Minister K. Rammohan Naidu today inaugurated country's premier and Asia's largest civil aviation event at Begumpet Airport in Hyderabad. The event aims to highlight India's growing strength in civil aviation manufacturing and rising demand in the sector, with the theme Indian Aviation, paving the future from design to deployment, manufacturing to maintenance, inclusivity to innovation, and safety to sustainability. Speaking at the inaugural event, the Civil Aviation Minister said the government's focus over the next decade will be on strengthening the country's manufacturing ecosystem to meet future aviation requirements. He expressed confidence that India could emerge as a global exporter in civil aviation within the next 10 to 12 years.
This time the Wings India show, what we are confident to showcase is the strength of India in the field of civil aviation, especially in the manufacturing sector. You have all seen how the demand and the growth has been in the area of civil aviation. We have doubled the airports, we have doubled the passenger growth, we have doubled the aircraft fleet that we have over the last 10 years, thanks to the visionary Prime Minister Honorable Shri Narendra Modi ji and the kind of reforms that he has brought in civil aviation, especially the UDAN scheme. But what we are trying to do right now and for the next decade that is going to come is to improve the manufacturing ecosystem in the country.
Prime Minister Narendra Modi's video message will be played at the Wings India 2026 later in the day. While over the next 4 days, the event will feature impressive static aircraft displays, flying displays and aerobatic air shows, showcasing a wide range of aircraft. Highlight attractions include aerial performances by Surya Kiran aerobatic team of the Indian Air Force. Prime Minister Narendra Modi will address the annual NCC PM rally at the Karyappa Parade Ground in Delhi on Wednesday. The theme of this year's rally is Rashtra Pratham Kartavya Nisht Yuva.
The NCC PM rally will mark the grand culmination of the month-long NCC Republic Day Camp 2026. The camp witnessed the participation of 2,406 NCC cadets from across the country, including 898 girl cadets. The rally will also see the participation of 207 youth and officers from 21 foreign countries. The theme of this year's rally is Rashtra Pratham Kartavya Nishtha Yuva, reflecting the spirit of duty, discipline, and national commitment among India's youth. On the occasion, a vibrant cultural program will be presented by NCC cadets, members of Rashtriya Rangshala and National Service Scheme, showcasing their role in nation building, social service, and character development. Bureau Report, DD India.
DD India correspondent Vishal Baristo finds out more with the Director General NCC, Lieutenant General Virendra Vats.
It's a dream come true for any NCC cadet to participate in the RD parade and also to be present before the Prime Minister and perform before him. I am with me DG NCC General Vats. Let's talk to him and find out.
So this is a dream of every cadet to be part of this event. As you're aware, we have about strength of which is 17 lakh. We are expanding to a strength of about 20 lakhs and only about 2,500. To be exact this time, about 2,400 cadets are part of this Republic Day camp, out of which about 40% are the girl cadets. So that's a high point of the NCC calendar, and there's naturally a lot of excitement amongst the cadets to firstly perform in this rally in front of the Prime Minister, and secondly also to be addressed by him and meet him at close quarters.
There's always something new that NCC comes up with. So what is happening this time?
For the first time you will see the parade commander and the contingent commanders of various contingents who will do the drill. They'll be carrying swords and a sword drill, which is akin to the contingents that you see on the Kartavya Path of the armed forces contingents or the civil police organizations, their contingents, so they carry swords. So you may have noticed that even the NCC contingent this time on the Republic Day carried swords, and same sword drill will be carried here by the appointments. Secondly, we have 5 expeditions which are really flagged in by the Honorable Prime Minister. Those expeditions are 2 cycling expeditions and 2 coastal or island expeditions. They shall be presenting a memento to the Prime Minister. And lastly, the culture program this time is, I think, the largest strength that we have fielded.
It's going to be absolutely a delight, and why not? Parade with swords, and also the highlight and glimpses of raid of Bajirao Peshwa on the Mughal Darbar in Delhi with cameraman Sunil Singh Rana in Delhi. This is Vishal Baristo for DD India.
Wednesday marks the 161st birth anniversary of Indian freedom fighter Lala Lajpat Rai. On this occasion, the nation pays tribute to his legacy and contributions to India's struggle for independence. Lok Sabha Speaker Om Birla, Deputy Chairman of Rajya Sabha Harivansh, Union Ministers J.P. Nadda, Members of Parliament, former members and other dignitaries paid floral tributes at the portrait of Lala Lajpat Rai in the Central Hall of the Samvidhan Sadan. Let's take a look into his illustrious life in our next report.
Lala Lajpat Rai, one of the iconic Lal Bal Pal trio, was a towering figure of India's freedom struggle. Known as the Lion of Punjab, he dedicated his life to fearless resistance against British colonial rule. Born in Punjab in 1865, Lala Lajpat Rai believed in national awakening through education and social reform. He rejected moderate politics and called for assertive nationalism. He played a major role in promoting national education and Swadeshi movement. Lala Lajpat Rai founded institutions like the National College in Lahore, Punjab National Bank, and Servants of the People Society. A powerful mass leader, Lala Lajpat Rai mobilized people across the country against colonial policies. He also served as the president of the Indian National Congress and remained a strong voice for workers, students, and national unity. In 1928, while leading a protest against the Simon Commission in Lahore, Lala Lajpat Rai was fatally wounded in a lathi charge by British police. He died on 17th of November 1928. His martyrdom strengthened the resolve of the nation, and his life still continues to inspire generations.
In some international updates, US President Donald Trump has said his administration was going to de-escalate a little bit in Minnesota after the second fatal shooting of a US citizen by federal immigration officers there. The reaction came as demonstrators gathered inside the Minnesota state capitol to protest the deployment of federal agents carrying out the Trump administration's immigration crackdown. The protesters demand that officials should handle immigration without harming the community. Notably, in early January, Rene Good was fatally shot by an immigration officer, followed by Alex Pretty, who was killed after being stopped by border agents this past weekend. A South Korean court on Wednesday sentenced former First Lady Kim Keon-hee to 1 year and 8 months in jail after finding her guilty of accepting bribes from Unification Church officials in return for political favors. The ruling comes amid a series of trials following investigations into her husband and former President Yoon Suk-yeol's brief imposition of martial law in 2024 and related scandals. Prosecutors had demanded 15 years in jail and fines of about 2.9 billion won over accusations that include accepting luxury gifts from South Korea's Unification Church in return for political favors. The court, however, has cleared Kim of another charges related to stock prices manipulation and violating political funding laws by receiving opinion polls from a power broker in return for influencing the choice of poll candidates. In Bangladesh, an elderly Hindu man was killed in Kurigram land dispute, raising fresh concerns over minority safety amid a series of violent incidents reported in recent months. A 62-year-old man, Madhu Chandra Shil, died following a dispute with his neighbor, Abed Ali's family. The disagreement, which involved a land boundary issue, escalated into a scuffle during which Shil was injured. He was rushed to a nearby hospital where the doctors declared him dead. Police have arrested Ashraf Ali as the main accused while investigations continue. Rajarhat police assured that all responsible parties would be brought to justice. You're watching DD India News Hour. Time now for some sports news. And India and New Zealand gear up for the 4th T20I in Vishakhapatnam, with the hosts aiming to extend their dominance after taking a strong lead in the series. Sanju Samson and Abhishek Sharma's form at the top will be crucial, while Jasprit Bumrah will continue to spearhead the bowling attack. New Zealand, led by Mitchell Santner, will look to bounce back and keep the contest alive. With the T20 World Cup approaching, both sides see this clash as vital preparation. The Tata Steel Chess Tournament in the Netherlands has reached its midway point, featuring the world's top grandmasters. Indian young stars, including world champion D. Gukesh and former winner R. Pragnananda, along with Arjun Erigesi and Arvind Chittambaram, are making their mark as the tournament heads toward a thrilling final stretch.
The Tata Steel Chess Tournament in the Netherlands, often called the Wimbledon of chess, has reached its midway point, with the world's top players battling in one of the toughest events of the year. India's golden generation is once again in focus, with world champion Gukesh, former winner Pragnananda and two ambitious young grandmasters, Arjun and Aravind, competing in a field where every round tests preparation, resilience and nerves. Halfway through the Tata Steel Masters here in Wijk aan Zee, the leaderboard is shaped by strong performances across the field. India's players are gaining valuable ground in this elite environment. World champion Gukesh and Pragnananda have put important points on the board, while Arjun Erigesi and Aravind continue adjusting intensity of this stage. In a tournament of this level, the second half often tells a different story, and each round now becomes an opportunity to build momentum. We spoke to the Indian players.
Yeah, it's a good challenge that after two losses, I still have to play good chess.
Yeah, I think I'll try to give my best and see how it goes.
It definitely feels good. The last couple of times I played this tournament, it took me forever to win games, and I'm happy to start well.
It's my dream. You know, like this is the only tournament. I mean, this is the only time I always wanted to, be part of it, and I'm like living in my dream, so I'm so happy about it.
With several decisive rounds still to come before the final round on Sunday, the focus now shifts to a strong finish. Tata Steel Chess is known for dramatic turnarounds, and India's young stars have already shown they thrive under pressure on the biggest stages. The experiences gained here adds to India's growing influence in world chess, and fans will be watching closely as the tournament heads toward an exciting final stretch. Mark Limburg reporting for DD India in Wijk aan Zee, the Netherlands.
The Central Industrial Security Force has launched the second edition of the CISF Vande Mataram Coastal Cyclothon 2026, aimed at strengthening coastal security awareness and national unity. The cyclothon was virtually flagged off by Minister of State for Home Affairs Nityanand Rai from the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium in New Delhi. The 25-day cyclothon, covering 6,553 kilometers, involves 130 CISF personnel, including 65 women.
The Central Industrial Security Force has launched the second edition of the CISF Vande Mataram Coastal Cyclothon 2026 on Wednesday. The national initiative aims to promote awareness about coastal security, national unity and community participation. Union Minister of State for Home Affairs Nityanand Rai virtually flagged off the cyclothon from the Major Dhyan Chand National Stadium, New Delhi.
राष्ट्रीय एकता, तटीय सुरक्षा के बारे में जागरूकता पैदा करना इस साइक्लोथॉन का उद्देश्य है। वंदे मातरम के 150 वर्ष पूरे होने के उपलक्ष्य में यह आयोजित किया जा रहा है, जो हमारे स्वतंत्रता संग्राम की प्रेरणा का स्रोत रहा है। तटीय सुरक्षा तभी सुदृढ़ हो सकती है जब नागरिक सक्रिय रूप से इस प्रक्रिया के सहभागी बने।
The event is being organized under the theme Secure Coasts, Prosperous India. It reflects the patriotic spirit of Vande Mataram and underlines the importance of protecting India's vast coastline. A total of 130 CISF personnel, including 65 women, are participating in the cyclothon. Their participation highlights the force's inclusivity, resilience, and operational strength.
CISF started this initiative with the objective that if our coasts are safe, then the country is prosperous. So the nara which we have given, the slogan which we have given for this year's coastal cyclothon is Surakshit Tat Samriddh Bharat. And it is also to commemorate the 150th year of Vande Mataram song. We will take the message of Vande Mataram to all these coastal villages. We will involve the coastal people in a dialogue by which we would like to know more about their problems, more about their culture, more about the issues which are confronting them in the coastal areas.
The 25-day cyclothon will cover 6,553 kilometers along India's mainland coastline. It is one of the longest coastline cycling campaigns in the country. 2 teams have started simultaneously. The other started from Bakhali in South 24 Parganas, West Bengal, along the eastern coast. Both teams will converge at Kochi, Kerala on 22nd of February 2026. Narayan Singh's report for DD India.
CISF Vande Mataram Coastal Cyclothon is not just a test of endurance, but a powerful message of unity, vigilance and national pride. By connecting India's coastal line through this unique initiative, CISF continues to strengthen public awareness about coastal security while reinforcing the spirit of a secure and prosperous India. With camera person Piyush, Narayan Singh, DD India, Delhi.
That's all for this edition of DD India News Hour, but let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms, and you can scan the QR code on your screens to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Siddharth Bharadwaj from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India News Hour.